since I've opened up the Airsoft arena, it's made me acutely aware of a lot of aspects of playing the sport of Airsoft that I'll bet the majority of you guys probably just take for granted. Namely, the whole safety aspect with playing the game of Airsoft. Since, you know, playing with Airsoft guns, you're obviously shooting guns at each other, so there is the inherent risk of incurring some sort of injury if you don't take the proper care to protect yourself. Now, I have the understanding that I personally am responsible for each and every person that walks through the door of my Airsoft arena, and I try to take great pains to make sure that I send every single one of those people home in the same condition that they arrived in, at least to the best of my ability. The thing that gets kind of troublesome is a lot of people get somewhat cavalier about their own safety in regards to playing Airsoft, where they skip over certain safety precautions that really could injure themselves permanently, you know, if they didn't pay attention. Now, every day at the Airsoft arena, before we even start the first game, everybody has got to sit through our safety briefing. Even if you've heard it 100 times, you still have to hear it again just in case maybe there's a new rule, or maybe you just need to hear something 101 times for it to sink in that you have to follow that particular safety precaution. Now, with playing Airsoft, the risk of injury to the majority of your body from your neck down is fairly minimal, in my opinion. You could get stung pretty bad, you can get shot, maybe draw some blood in some occasions, but if you're wearing the proper safety equipment on your head, you're pretty much, the rest of it just sort of, it takes care of itself, because Airsoft guns just are not capable of injuring you permanently in these areas from the neck down. So with that in mind, when I'm trying to keep people safe at the Airsoft arena, my greatest concern is that they protect their eyes. And I would say for anybody playing Airsoft, or even just being a spectator, the most important thing is that you wear some sort of basic eye protection. Now, these are just standard safety glasses that you can get at any Home Depot or sporting goods store. And I would consider this the absolute minimum for just being around Airsoft guns to minimize the possibility of any kind of accidental injury. Now, I wouldn't say that these are adequate for actually playing the game of Airsoft, because there's plenty of ways for the projectiles to get around this and get into your eyes. Also, the rest of your face is uncovered, so there's plenty of other opportunities for you to be injured. But for just being around Airsoft guns, as a bare minimum, I think it's important that everybody wear eye protection at all times. Now, for actually engaging in a game and actually playing Airsoft where you're shooting at people and being shot at, I would say the absolute bare minimum is to wear a pair of safety goggles like these. These are what they refer to as full seal goggles, because there is no interruption in the seal between the goggle and your face, which gives a minimal amount of space for a BB to get through. I wouldn't say that these are impervious, because I have seen occasions where people have got hit just at the right angle and the BB managed to get through and ricochet around inside of the goggles. So this is not, you know, foolproof in any shape or form, but I would consider this to be the minimal amount of safety protection to play the game of Airsoft. Now, in the way of basic eye protection, we carry several different types of these at our store here. We have the basic clear plastic goggles that go for about $5, and like I said, they give you adequate protection for playing Airsoft, although the rest of your face is exposed, so you're open to all kinds of other injuries. The other problem with these is they don't have a lot of ventilation, so they can tend to fog up in hotter weather. The next level up we have are the UTG tactical goggles, which, as you can see, have better ventilation, where they have holes around the top and the bottom to allow air to get in. They also have a nice coating on the lens that has a nice anti-glare coating, so it feels kind of polarized, so your vision actually seems a little clearer when you're looking through these goggles than they do with the plain clear plastic. The third level we have is the Tactical Crusader Pro Tac goggles, which go for about $25. These give you 3 different lenses, as well as a protective case and really good ventilation as well. So you're looking at a $5 goggle, a $15 goggle, and then the $25 goggle, and obviously you can spend even more than that if you like. Now, once you got your eyes taken care of, my next concern is your mouth. I don't know if you know this or not, but if you get shot in the teeth with an Airsoft gun, it's entirely possible to get one of your teeth blown out. I've seen it happen. You know, it's certainly not a life-threatening kind of injury, but why go through it if you don't have to? As far as guarding your lower face, the thing I recommend the most are these mesh-style face masks. They give you adequate protection. The nice thing is that they're very breathable, so you don't have to worry about your breath getting blown back in your face if you're running around on a hot day. Now, if you couple these with the goggles, this gives you a little bit better face protection, and you get pretty good visibility. But as you can see, there's still a lot of skin exposed, so this is certainly not the end-all in the way of face protection. Now, if you want to step up to the next level in face protection, I personally recommend getting one of these half masks that comes all the way back behind your ears. The first one we showed you only did the front of your face, where this one comes all the way back to the back of your head, which gives you a little bit better protection, because it's entirely possible to get shot through your ear canal and have the BB puncture your eardrums. So I say, why not cover up your ears if you can? These go for about 25 bucks, but they do give you a little bit better protection, and if you couple it with the goggles and layer it up properly where they overlap, you do get pretty good face protection. This is certainly not the last word in it, because I have seen people get hit at just the right angle where the BB manages to slip between the goggle and the mask and then ricochet around inside of the goggle. So this is certainly not foolproof, but it does go a long way to giving you better face protection. So what you're looking at now is probably the most common getup I see people wearing at the airsoft arena. On top, we've got the tactical fast helmet. These are very popular these days. In the military, these are made out of Kevlar. They're especially made for like paratroopers. But for airsoft, these are made out of a hard PVC. So they're basically like a bicycle or a skateboard helmet. So they do give you good protection from falls or bashing your heads into things. They just don't give you the ballistic protection that the military ones do. They've got all of the trimmings like the military helmets do, where they've got the Velcro on the sides for adding patches and customizing it. It's got the night vision goggle mount on the front, and then it's also got the rails on the side so you can mount your GoPro onto it or a flashlight or whatever. Couple this with the mask and the goggles, you've got really good face protection. And if you're thinking about doing something like this, you're looking at about 50 bucks for the helmet, 25 bucks for the goggles, and about 25 bucks for the mask. So roughly you're looking at about 100 bucks for this kind of getup. Now, in the way of safety equipment, one of the most useful things is also probably one of the least expensive things, and that is the Shemagh. This is basically one of those Middle Eastern scarves that was, you know, a lot of tribal people wore it in the Middle East, and our guys went over there and said, hey, that makes a lot of sense. You can use it a million different ways. You can wrap your head in it. You can dip it in water and keep your head cool. It's also nice because you can just basically wrap yourself in it and cover up those extra little holes in your armor. So now my neck is not exposed and I'm completely covered, and these only go for about 15 bucks and you can use them about 100 different ways. So if you come to our airsoft arena and you need to borrow face protection, what we lend out is the full face paintball style masks. This one's made by Vulcan. There's a number of other ones that we have in stock from JT, Golden Eagle, and probably about a dozen other manufacturers, all of which give you really great full face protection, which, by the way, if you're under 18, you have got to wear full face protection at our airsoft arena. If you're over 18, you can be stupid and wear just goggles if you want to, because now you're an adult, you're allowed to make stupid decisions on your own. I totally recommend covering your entire face. And the nice thing about these, they go right on. You don't have to monkey around with it to get it to fit right. And you couple this with a Shemagh or a scarf, you got your whole face covered, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why you need to be wearing something like this. So if you're wondering what I wear when I play airsoft, down on the bottom I like to wear the Shemagh. It gives me great coverage. And on top, I like to wear the full head paintball style mask. This basically takes the paintball style mask, goes a step further and adds the full helmet to it. So there's no way for the BB to get through this thing. And the nice thing about this, it doesn't take a lot of time to get it rigged up. You just pull it on, you're ready to go. You want to take it off, it just slides right off. You don't have to goof around with it. And you know, you can get out there and play airsoft and not be goofing around with your equipment. Problem with some of these things where you've got a helmet, a mask, and goggles, you could accidentally leave something at home and not have part of your protection. And you know, you gotta goof with these things to get them exactly right. And there's still ways for the BBs to get through. None of that can happen when you're wearing the full face protection. So that's what I recommend. So that's the basics on face protection for playing Airsoft. And I gotta tell you, I see a lot of the people that come down to play Airsoft base what they want to wear on what other people are wearing, or they want a certain look so that they can look like other people, and you really shouldn't allow yourself to be bullied like that. To wear something that is, in my opinion, inadequate facial protection. So make sure you're wearing the right stuff, because it's just not worth it to get a permanent scar on your face, or lose hearing in your ear, or lose sight in an eye just to play a stupid game. And I gotta tell you, I like Airsoft as much as the next guy, but it's just not worth it to lose any of those things just to play a game. You want to do that in the line of duty and while you're defending your country or protecting your life, that's a whole nother story. But for playing Airsoft, there's no reason why you shouldn't be wearing the maximum amount of protection that you can. And if you come to our Airsoft arena, we've got that stuff there. If you want to find out more about it, you can go to our website at replayairsoft.com, or come on into the showroom or down to the Airsoft arena. We'll be glad to show you everything you need to know. So until the next time, don't let the bastards get you down.